Hello! I have got the craziest setup ever going on, but I'm hoping that you guys are able to see the cards. I wanted to try a new method today of showing you the cards instead of just showing you me. And actually today is really exciting because we're going to be doing a reading about why is heaven celebrating you? So there's something that you guys have achieved. There's something that you are graduating from. There is something that you have been very successful at, something that you have earned. And today we just want to talk about that and celebrate you, celebrate that, uplift your success, uplift your journey, and make sure that we cement your success into reality, that we ground this and that we really honor it and cherish it, because it's very important that with every achievement that you make, you celebrate yourself. So this is going to be pile 1. If you feel attracted to this pile, this is the story of your success. This is why Spirit, why heaven, why God, why your angels, why the ancestors are celebrating you right now. Pile 2, if you feel attracted to this, this is why. This is your success. This is why we're celebrating you. Pile 3, and pile 4. Okay. And then we'll just be having our oracle deck coming in and out. But let's start with pile 1. Let me just continue to make sure this is recording. Okay. So, pile 1. Spirit, why is heaven celebrating pile 1? What has pile 1 achieved? What is their success story? Why is heaven celebrating them right now? Okay, they have overcome a lot. They have overcome a lot and found peace within, especially when it comes to feeling comfortable alone and understanding the value of inner peace over, when that saying, like, you're in a crowded room, you're in a room full of people, but you still feel so alone. I think that you guys have learned and have mastered no longer needing to be around people in order to fill this empty space within. You have learned that that empty space is actually called peace, and you are learning to feel comfortable and safe within peace, feel safe within your own energy, to have a haven within your own space, and kind of making a home out of your body. You have learned that being popular or being around people is not always the answer, that there's a power in being united with yourself. Lots of aces. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure why I'm doing so many cards. Just seems as if that's what I should do. Okay, one final card. I just feel like there's a lot of healing that's been done in terms of your relationship with yourself, and just kind of understanding the way that sometimes being surrounded by people can be a detriment to you, and sometimes how you need to learn, like the greatest way for you to learn how to value community is by being alone. And I think that before this experience of isolation, you might have been someone who didn't really understand or appreciate relationships or friendships or family or community connections, because they were always really traumatizing or always very exploitive. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles, this is what you've been working on. Um, I think that in the past, relationships and connections with other people could have always been very tumultuous. There could have always been a lot of danger or violence or abuse or ridicule or just threatening and shame and guilt surrounding your connections with other people. And so it put you into this place where it was really hard to appreciate the presence of others. And yet there is also this attachment, like Stockholm syndrome, where you also can't leave people alone. Like you can't be left alone. You always need to be around people, but you're always also in this state of defense and always trying to protect yourself, or always kind of feeling targeted, or always being feeling vulnerable. Um, Never feeling safe around these people, but also never feeling comfortable alone. And I think that you went into this period of isolation, and maybe even spirit put you into this period of isolation where maybe you lost all of your friends, maybe you had a big blow up, things just boiled over, maybe the tensions just rose after a long time, and finally it just became too much and you had to let go. And I think this process of letting go of these relationships has led you into this place of introspection and a lot of internal work, and eventually into freedom, where you are learning how to be comfortable with yourself and learning how to really value your own space, your personal space, your own presence in the world, and understanding what you bring to the table, understanding more of who you are and why you should have, what kind of relationships really value you and honor you, what you value and honor in relationships, what you cherish in relationships, and what means something to you. And I think that you started to work through all of these fears and all of these triggers and traumas that you realized were kind of circling you in the past relationships and the ways that you interacted with people, and started to kind of unpack a lot of that. And I think that there is probably yeah, I want to say that there are like tokens, or like, yeah, I feel like you were on a path to self-discovery. And I feel like you were starting to kind of pick up the pieces along the way and begin to understand exactly what has made you the way you are. Like I feel like you've been examining your life basically, and taking into full scope like all of the different situations, all the different relationships, all the different mindsets, things that have been really grounded into you into this lifetime, and kind of like backtracking almost, and like retracing your steps and seeing what made you the way you are. And I think that you've probably even gone all the way back to like your childhood and really done a lot of inner child healing, and seen where was the first place that you started to notice that you have this wonky relationship with people. What was the first relationship that really started to trigger this experience of kind of being in and out of kind of abusive relationships, or just relationships that didn't really honor you or value you? And what was it about these first interactions, these first relationships, that made you feel safe enough to stay? Why did you, what attracted you to these places? Um, and what is it that needs to be healed? What was it that your inner child was looking for that they ended up finding in these relationships, and that you ended up sticking around with even though they were unhealthy? And how can you find a way to give that back to yourself now, and remove your inner child away from these unhealthy habits, these unhealthy relationships, and actually give them the fulfillment that they need? It's like you were figuring out the answer. Why did things happen the way they happened? What was the reason? What was the point? You were getting a lot of truths. A lot of truths were coming in. And as you began to understand more and receive more clarity on your past and why you are the way you are, you began to fill your own cup and begin to heal. And out of that, really grow in self-love, and in balance. I feel like you began to really understand what it looks like for you to be balanced, what it is that you need in order to feel good. And understanding that, you deserve extra sweetness. You don't deserve just the right amount. You deserve even more than that. Understanding where abundance is important for you. I feel like you've grown, you've been doing the work, trying to figure out exactly what it is that makes you tick. Exactly. Trying to just figure yourself out. I feel like you've been learning about who you are. You've just been on this path of self-discovery, it feels like. And yeah, really understanding like what is the lifestyle that works best for me? What is the way of living, the way of thinking, the way of functioning that works best for me? Yeah, like what's the perfect balance? What's the perfect potion? How do I make my perfect life? What's perfect for me? I feel like you've been really focusing on your own personal, what works for you. Yeah. You got the Chariot at the back of the deck, and then below that, peeking out, you have the Magician. It's like you've been making choices towards emotional fulfillment and spiritual fulfillment, but really like a lot of emotional fulfillment. Trying to figure out how to fill your own cup and how to keep that cup filled, and how to make sure that you can also still have connections with other people, but have them not be something that is disempowering or just completely takes from you. How do you find something that is truly the balance of gratitude, where you give and you receive? Yeah, I think you've definitely been stepping into your power. Yeah, there's lots of balance coming through, lots of harmony coming through. And just this leadership role, kind of taking the reins in your life, taking control of your life, and just being very honest with yourself. I think that you began to get a very clear picture of who you are. You began to be able to see all of the different aspects of yourself. It's almost like you've been seeing these two sides of yourself, and figuring out how they work together, rather than maybe in the past you thought that you were always somebody who lived in conflict and kind of always contradictory. But it's almost like you are now balancing all these aspects of yourself, realizing that you actually are in perfect harmony, but that you just represent the many different energies. You've got air here, you've got earth here, you've got water here, you've got fire here. This feels like, what's it called? All of the seasons. Like you are, like you're literally in perfect balance. And just understanding that you are ever changing, you are ever evolving, you are ever growing, and that there's a power in that, and accessing that power, understanding the richness and the complexity of each side of you, and honoring that, and figuring out how to uplift those aspects of yourself. This is really great, deep work. Yeah, this is like you are mastering emotional fulfillment, and you are mastering self, I feel like. You are really understanding your power, how to access your personal power. You've really been on a actualizing journey, self-discovery journey. You've really been understanding yourself, just who you are, how complex you are, and how to use that complexity. How to use that vision of yourself to create a life that really, really empowers you and that works in your favor. And I feel like you've been listening to your gut a lot more. I feel like you've been a lot more intuitive. Yeah, there we go. We've got the Empress, we've got the Three of Pentacles, the Magician out. Yeah, I just feel like you've been growing something from within. You've been trying to understand what it is. Like you've been trying to fill in the blanks, fill in the pieces, trying to bring things to life, bring color to the black and white, bring color to the gray. You've been trying to make, and it feels especially emotionally, you've been working to bring things that seemed like they were dead, or like energies that felt like ghost energies dead energy, lost energy, energy that was in the shadows. You've been bringing it to light. You've been filling in the spaces, the blank spaces. You've been finding new colors. You've been growing something from within. You've been mothering and nurturing yourself, discovering what is inside of you and what is capable of being created from within, understanding yourself. Yeah, and it's been a lot of healing. But you've understood that like this healing and the pain that comes with healing offers a new day. I think that you've allowed yourself to dive into the emotional trauma that you might experience in the past, and you've allowed yourself to go through the ups and downs of healing and of the triggers that come from that, and the anxiety and the overwhelm, because you understand that ultimately it's leading you to a new day. And that's what's being celebrated with you right now, because you have understood how to come into union with all of the many parts of yourself, and to really honor your state as an ever-changing being, as an emotional being, as somebody who is complex and tends to always be shifting, always be changing. But that's how you know that you are truly on a forward moving path. You're always changing, you're always shifting, you're always evolving. There's always going to be something coming up, and everything more or less always comes back around. But every time it comes around, you are able to be in a different position of proximity to it. It's like this energy of like before you were the Nine of Swords, where you were fully seeped into the trauma, fully seeped into all of the problems, all of the tears and the fears. But now you're at this space where even when the trauma, when the trigger happens again, when the trauma comes back around, you're not there for it anymore. It's just something that is present, but you don't have to be there fully, completely immersed in it. You understand it. You can just write about it, and then you can move on, because it's something that comes and goes, and you understand that now. You understand the tide. I feel like there's a lot of water energy here. You understand that life is like a tide. Life is like the current. Life is like, it's like the ocean. It comes up to the shore, it goes back. Everything keeps moving. Everything keeps evolving. And there's this really rich fulfillment that comes out of that. And there's this wholeness that comes out of that. I feel like there's been a lot of healing of all these different aspects, and it feels like you are really, really rich and fulfilled emotionally, spiritually, and in ways that are intangible. It's like you've got this really full life and this really full vision for yourself. And it's something that I think is trying to make its way into reality now in terms of the physical. But there's a lot of inner fulfillment. There's a lot of inner peace. Something you should be really proud of. You've really achieved a lot of just inner wealth. And now you can kind of rest. Now you can play. Now you can take it easy. Now you can explore, because you've done so much healing that you've created a system for yourself that allows you to continue to heal while also living a life that is fun and playful and fulfilling emotionally. You're not always out in the cold. You're not always searching for sanctuary. You're out of the part of the healing process where everything feels like a fight. Everything feels like a fight for survival. You're in the phase of the healing process now where, yeah, you're always healing, but you're also playing. You're also having fun. You're also learning new things about yourself in a fun way. You're not rehashing the past. You're growing into your future. What a thing to celebrate. This is kind of one of the most abundant forms of graduation, of achievement, because this is hard to do and it takes a long time. Yeah. Trust your path. Take a break, the initiation. Yeah, You trusted your path. You felt yourself being called to go on this journey within. You were initiated into it, and you went through this process of initiation, which was very hard. And now you are on the other end. And of course, your journey is not done, but Spirit is saying you can take a break now. You can celebrate yourself right now. This is a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. You have done so much work. Play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. I literally thought this card was gonna come out. There you go. I think that's it. Like, this is literally your reading. Like, it's literally this. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. You've done so much and you've done so well that now Spirit is like, okay, we are celebrating you. We're taking the time to celebrate and not thinking about your next steps. Now you take the time to celebrate. You don't need to think about what's happening next. You don't need to think about what you need to heal next. You just need to take a time for yourself and enjoy your life. Okay, thank you, Pile 1. Congratulations. Congratulations. Ooh. Okay, Pile 2. Hello, 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 Pile 2. I hope you're doing well. Let's get into your reading. Let's see what's going on. Spirit, why is heaven celebrating Pile 2? What are the achievements, the success of Pile 2? Why is Pile 2 being uplifted right now? Why is their story being told across the heavenly realms? What has Pile 2 done? What is their success? The world. Big time achievement, end of cycles, conquering of something that felt like your whole world. There was something that at one point took up your whole life. It was your story. It was the story that was told about you. It was the story you told about yourself. And that has come to an end. You've decided to tell a new story. Oh yeah. There is something that kind of like would steal the life force energy out of you. It was something that was stealing life from you. It's something that kind of kept you captive. Something that kind of always blocked you out, that always penned you in. You were always in this box. And this was your story, and this was who you are, who you were. And you were never allowed to be anything else. And I don't know if this is a story that was being told about you, or a story you told you about yourself, or if this is just like a past life thing where it was really hard to overcome. I feel like it's a combination of things. Like, the world around you reflected to you that this was your story, and you told yourself that this was your story, and your inner thoughts said that this was your story, and you chose to fight back against that. You made the active choice to decide something different for yourself. You may have gone on a healing journey and decided to cancel out all of these things. Like, maybe you stopped drinking, maybe you started to confront all of your bad habits, all of your fears, all of the things that guided you to continue to maintain this story. You confronted all of these things. You kind of went into like battle mode. You chose to fight for yourself. And because of that, the universe was like, oh shit, they don't want this to be their story. Well then fuck, this isn't gonna be their story. You literally went outside of your perspective. You went outside of the life that you had been given, the life that you have been, the story that you had been told about yourself. And you said, no, I'm finding a new story. And this is incredibly hard because it feels like you've actually gone ahead and done something that was not written in your path. I feel like you used your free will. I feel like you used your free will to change fate and to change destiny. King of Swords. I feel like you wrote a new story. Yeah, you literally took the reins and you're like, this is not going to be what my life is. And I think that the reason why this is such a big celebration and why we're starting with the world is because I actually don't feel like this is something that was written into your soul contract. I feel like you have done something that was completely out of your own desire as an incarnating being. This has nothing to do with your soul. I feel like you as the person, as the individual, whatever your name is, this is about you. You decided, you looked at the life that you were given, you looked at the world that was being reflected to you and you said, I don't want this world. I don't want this life. I don't want this story. And you literally chose something different for yourself. You scrapped the contract and you said, write me something new. And instead of waiting for somebody else, instead of waiting for spirit, instead of waiting for the universe to write you something else, you decided to write your new story. Queen of Swords. Fuck yeah. You are someone powerful. You literally were like, fuck whatever you guys have decided for my lifetime. I'm choosing something different. You came down here and you decided something different for yourself. That is not easy to do. That's why you have this battle energy. You have this warrior energy. You literally had to go, it's like you had to literally take yourself outside of life. You had to go outside of the world you had created. You had to literally create a new world. You had to fly into a new earth. You had to completely change timelines, shift, all of the, whatever the terms you want to use. You had to completely shift your life. Like a whole transformation. This is like death energy. It's big, big, big transformation. You've completely conquered. Whatever was traditionally set out for you, whatever was supposed to be your path, you said, fuck that. You said there's nothing that can be, you understand the power of being a human being, and you understand the power of being an incarnating being. Because yes, our souls are immensely powerful, and yes, our contracts and our fate and our destiny and all these things and our karma, all of these things are incredibly powerful and impactful and influential on our path. But you understand that ultimately this is your world and you are in control here. Earth is your home, and you decided to say fuck that to whatever was planned out for your soul during this lifetime, and you completely changed your life. You completely changed your life. You are basically living a new life. You're basically living a new soul contract. And that one that has been written by you, Queen of Wands. Yeah, you are the decider of your fate. This is incredibly powerful energy, and it's funny because it's super subtle. Like, it's not at all obvious. Justice, the Sun. It's, you literally took control of your fate. You literally took control of your fate. You did not wait on the universe. You don't answer to karma. You don't answer to any of these things that we say, decide everything that you do and that you have to deal with this. You said, fuck that, I'm not dealing with it. All your, whatever ancestral things that you had inherited, you were like, no, bye. And you literally just decided something different. This is really, really incredible. You were harnessing the power of the sun. You have harnessed the power of the sun. You have a really magnificent light, and you understood how to use that to blind out the reality that you had been living in, to burn it, and to create something completely new. You are really powerful. And it's very interesting because it's just, the cards do not do you justice. Like, I don't think that there's anything that can really communicate your significance and the significance of what you've done. Like, it's very hard to put into words, and it's very hard to understand because it's not something that's done very often. Yeah, it's just not a fate that we see very often. Like, we don't see people taking control of their fate in this way, where they're like, I'm just not going to live the life that was set out for me. Like, yeah. Like, I feel like you were set for a bit of like poverty and desolation. Like, I feel like you were kind of set for a life of struggle and slow progression. and you just decided to completely take your life into your own hands and change it. And I feel like you worked magic. Like, I feel like you did some type of conjuring, but I don't think it was super obvious. Like, I don't think you were out here casting spells, but I just think that you really understood magic and manifestation energy on earth in a way that's very grounded, and you realized how you could take control of your life, and you did it. I don't know, it's really like, it's very admirable. It's very admirable. I feel like you stopped waiting for the signs. You stopped waiting for something to come rescue you, which was perhaps your fate. Maybe you were supposed to. And instead you decided to go in blind and just fight for yourself. The Ace of Wands. And I feel like you actually received help. I feel like there was, because I don't think you did this completely alone. There was something that I think was on your side, and I think it was a god. I think it was an Orisha, actually, which is so funny because this is the Orisha Tarot. I feel like there was an Orisha that saw your story, that saw your life, and was like, I feel like they see something in you that they see in themselves. There's something in you that they see in them. There's something in them that they see in you. Something like that. Either way, that you guys have a connection. There's an Orisha that you have a connection to. It's a dark magic Orisha. It's an Orisha that works with dark energy. It's an Orisha that might be seen as like a trickster. It might be an Orisha that's not, I don't think it's an Orisha that is like love and light. You know, I think it's one that works more in the darker realms. But they saw something in you. They saw something in your story, and they're like, hold on a minute. This person is capable of more. This is not how this lifetime should be spent. And I feel like they gave you something. Whether they gave you the willpower, whether they gave you the intuition, the knowing, the strength, I'm not sure exactly what it was that they gave you. But I feel like there was an Orisha that saw you and decided to help you. And they did you this favor. And I'm not exactly sure what the favor is, but I feel like they did something for you, and you might not know it. Like, I don't think that they made themselves very obvious to you. It just feels like they provided a change in the wind, a stroke of good luck, a miracle, a blessing, just something overnight, something flipped. They turned on a switch, something that wasn't supposed to happen for you. They made it happen. Something small enough to go, to not be like super obvious, something small enough to not trigger alarm bells, but something significant enough because that you would do something with it. And I think that that's what it is. It's that they understood that you have the ability to catch on to even the smallest blessing, even the slightest sense of a miracle, and take that and run with it. They knew that you would be able to do something with just this small gift, and that you would be able to use that and make a new life out of it. Like, it's literally this energy of going from complete like desolation, poverty, war-torn energy to literally living like a blessed life, like a life in the mountains. Like, I don't know, it's just something that it's a complete change. It's a complete shift. Something that's just completely surprising, something that's completely shocking. And this Orisha did this because I feel like they saw themselves within you. They understood your darkness. They understood your struggle. They understood the energy that you were living with. And they understood that there was more to it. That's so cool. You are a very, very interesting group, because this is a group reading. So there's many of you that have done this. I feel like you have a secret or a hidden soul contract. Like, I feel like you had the one that you had been given, the one that you had been told, but I also feel like there was also an alternate plan for you. And I feel like it was up to you. It was whether you were going to be able to do it or not, or seek it out or not, or find it or not. And I feel like you did. I feel like the spirit and the universe is like, we'll see. You know, there's this plan for them, but then let's create this like side plan for them. And I feel like it was a gamble of whether you would be able to do this for yourself, and you were. Like, I think that you are someone I don't feel like this is a big group. Like, I'd be really shocked if this was a really big group, just because this is very niche energy, very unique energy, but you've got a life force to you. You've got a willpower to you. And you've got a confidence to you. Like, your solar plexus energy is very strong. It's the sun. You've got a lot of like sun energy. Your masculine energy is very strong. Your willpower, your drive, your ambition, your desire to have more for yourself is very, very strong. And you do not wait. You take action. And that's something that is so admirable, and that's an energy that is so needed in the world right now, which is why I think there's a group of you that have this story. Because it's an energy that needs to be placed onto earth right now, that you do not have to be a victim of your circumstance, that you can literally completely change your life. And I feel like you have done exactly that. You have made literally a life out of nothing. You have just brought a life forward. And that is the Empress energy. That's where your feminine energy is so impressive, because you have literally just conjured up an entire reality, an entirely new world for yourself out of like what? Yeah, number 9. The number 9 is so significant for you. Like, you are, like, the self-fulfillment is really, really incredible. And it's like you chose not to fulfill this prophecy. You chose to write yourself a new prophecy and fulfill that one. King of Pentacles. Like, look at these cards. You literally made something out of nothing. King of Wands, King of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, the Empress, Queen of Cups. Yeah. You saw something for yourself. You saw more for yourself. You had a vision for your life, and you decided to follow it. You decided that it wasn't just a dream. You decided that it wasn't just a daze. You decided that it wasn't just a fantasy. You decided that it was reality, and that it was going to be your reality. And then you made it happen. Or you're making it happen. And if you're in a tough time right now where you can't see very clearly and you're trying to understand what's happening next, just understand that you have already laid the ground. Like, you're in the new reality. You are completely in the new reality, and it's just a matter of you now. I mean, now you have to get adjusted because you've completely changed your life. So what you were before, who you were before, what you saw before, it's just not going to be the same. And you're going to have to learn how to adjust to that. I wonder if you even have like the same spirit team. Like, I wonder, because I'm like, do you even have the same spirit? Like, who are you? What is this? It's just so subtle too. It's so earth. It's so earthy. It's very earthbound energy. So it's so like, earth energy is so humble. It's so modest. It's Capricorn. It's Taurus. It's very modest. There we have the Empress too. The 10 of Swords. Yeah, you let yourself die. You like threw that life off a ship and you moved completely on. Do they have the same spirit guides? Like, has their spirit team changed? 4 of Cups. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Oh my God. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you do. I feel like you don't. I feel like first of all, I think this Orisha is like, I feel like you are this Orisha's child. Like, I feel like this Orisha found you. I feel like this Orisha found you in, I don't know, found you in a state of distress and was like, I am going to take care of this soul. I'm going to take care of this spirit. I'm going to change their life. I'm going to take care of this person, though. You are a person, and you are being taken care of. Everything is not about the soul. This is about you as a person. You are being taken care of. You were seen. You were chosen. You were chosen. Yeah. Now we've got all this shit. You were chosen. You were absolutely chosen. There was always, from before you were even born, this is a story that's been happening this is a story that is, this is a prophecy that came to your ancestors, like your early ancestors, that there would be a child where something like this would happen. Like your mother, this was happening in the womb, in your mother's womb. Like this is something, your fate was very open-ended for you. There were these many paths, and it was kind of like, which one are we going to attach? Which one are we going to attach? And there was never an attachment. And so you were always left with this really open-ended fate. And it was up to you to cling on to something, to cling on to a purpose. And so in the very beginning of your life, you could have felt very purposeless. You could have experienced depression, incredible isolation, incredible loneliness, incredible darkness, because you did not have a fate. You did not have something attached to you, which could give you this orphaned energy, this really alone energy. You could have like not really believed in anything. But then this God, this Orisha found you. And this is like earthbound, and I feel like this is a masculine Orisha. They found you, and they decided to help you grab onto a fate. They decided to roll the dice. They decided to create something for you, create a story for you. They gave you the seeds. They gave you the seeds that you would need. They gave you exactly what you would need. I don't know if you had any problems with your mother as a kid, or I don't know if there was anything around that, but that could just be for some people. Because the Queen of Cups just continues to come out. This could also be though that your mother always knew. It's complicated because I feel like spiritually your mother was on your side. I think that in the real world, it could be a little bit more complex or complicated, but I think your mother also always knew that there was this within you. Like I think that she felt when she was pregnant with you. I think that she could have had a lot of fears or anxieties while she was pregnant with you. There's that Orisha again, this energy. I think that she felt that there was something wrong. And I think that what she felt was wrong was that there was not this attachment of faith. You were not tethered to anything when you were when you were growing in the womb, and eventually when you were born. You were not attached to anything. And I think that she could feel that, and I think that that caused a lot of anxiety or fear. And I think as you grew up, that might have made her just super hypercritical, or just super worried, or just always looking out, or very paranoid, or very frustrated. And I think it's actually this protective energy, but it might have come across kind of it might have caused rifts, or might have felt judgmental. It might have felt like judgment, but it was actually just this desire. It's this difficult mother energy, She's just being a mother, but it didn't come across in the best way. I don't know. It might not have come across in the best way, but just so that you can understand, it's definitely not something it's not because she didn't care about you. If that's something that resonates, it's not because she didn't love you. It's because she had so much love for you, and she was trying to understand. And there's this need to control. She was trying to attach a fate to you. You might have felt that she was a controlling presence in your life, because she was trying to give you a fate, because she could feel that you didn't have one. But it wasn't on her to give you a fate. It was going to be your own story and this eventual Orisha. Yeah. It was something that was supposed to come from something else. I just think that she tried her best. If you can find a way to see that, if that resonates at all, just know that she tried, and she was actually trying to help. It's just, the way that people do it sometimes is complicated. But yeah, I don't know. You've been chosen. You have been chosen. I think that your story is far from finished. And I don't think it's something that can accurately be depicted in tarot cards or really anything. I think that it's not a finished story. And your story is being co-written between you and the gods, and specifically the Orisha. Like, I really feel you have a biblical story. Like, you have a story that is very, it's very much so created from heaven. It's very much so wish upon a star, like it's magical. It's struck by lightning. It is a story that will go beyond you and will be told to your descendants and will be told beyond you. You have magic in your blood. And it comes from this state of being untethered, of not belonging, of not having a purpose, of not being secured, of not feeling stable, of not having, you know, a sense of home, of not coming from anywhere. This is very ancestral. This is very deep energy. This is wisdom. This is something that was a prophecy long, long, long ago, that there would be a child that was born that was like this, and they would create their own fate. And there was a God that would come in and help them. And I think that that God has come in and that God has helped you. And this is like so interesting. If you don't resonate with this, I really don't think this is your reading, because this is a very specific reading. This is very specific. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You might have even had gods fighting over you. I don't know. You are so interesting. And I really don't think you're able to be put into words, because the energy is so subtle. The energy is so subtle, and yet it's so strong that I feel like it's not something that can be expressed through really anything. You go beyond this world. Okay. Any final messages, Spirit? Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Trust the niggle. No. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Goodness gracious. I'm only laughing because you just have such, like, you just have energy. You have energy. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? I feel like you're being called. I feel like you're being called. I feel like you're being initiated. I feel like you're probably being asked to sacrifice. Like, I feel like you might have come out of a really hard beginning. Then you got to this place that was actually quite prosperous for you. And now you might be being asked to let that go or sacrifice that and trust your path. Yeah, creating heaven on earth. It's happening, Lemuria. But I feel like you're probably like, what the fuck? Like, I just got this. Like, no, I'm not giving this up. But I feel like you're being asked to give it up. I feel like you're being asked to move on. Like, you're being asked to go through transformation again. And I think that this is a deeper initiation, because I really do think that you have been called upon by heaven. I feel like you have been called upon by the gods. I feel like you have a calling. I feel like you are literally like a chosen one. Like, it's that energy. You've got really strong energy, and it's not super obvious. And you might not feel like that's your energy, but I think you do. And and you're gonna have to use your discernment, because if you know that this, if you're struggling to connect to this, it's not your reading. Well, that could just be insecurity. If transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. This is ancient. This is very ancient. You absolutely have gods working with you. You absolutely do. I really think that you are like the children of gods. Like you, and I think that you're like it's like adopted though. It's like that baby who the mother put the baby in the river, and then the river took the baby to the castle. And it's in Egypt, you know, that story. It's that energy. Like, it's like you were orphaned and the gods took you on as their child. It's that kind of energy. But being the child of a god is not easy, you know? So it's that. You have a calling. You have a serious calling. And that's what's being celebrated. Oh my God. Share your voice. You go first. The universe will catch you. Leap. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? I told you. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression, soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Yeah. I mean, of course. Can't no random soul do this. This is no joke. Okay, that's it. You have a calling, you guys. Only you know what it is. But you're being called, so you better go ahead and answer. You ain't got no choice. It'll be okay. If you resonate with this, please tell me, because I would love to read some more for you. Like, just out of my own curiosity, I would love to read for you. Okay, bye, pile 2. Okay. Pile 3. Hello, pile 3. Let me just drink some water. Okay, pile 3, Spirit. What's pile 3's message? 999999999. What's going on with pile 3? Why are we celebrating pile 3? What is their success? What have they achieved? Why are we celebrating pile 3? Oh my God, look at that 9! Look at that 9. I'm only gonna take the 9 of Pentacles. Look at that. Comfort, accomplishment, prosperity, stability. What is going on? I feel like you're just very comfortable. I feel like you're very comfortable with yourself. And you're very comfortable with your truth, with who you are, and with what you've earned, and with what you've done. Okay, shit. The World. We'll take that, and we'll take that. We got the Ace of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, the World card, the 6 of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. This is a very settled energy. Like, I feel like you are confident, and I feel like you are empowered, and I feel like you trust your own energy, and you trust your own, I feel like you trust what you have to offer. Like, I feel like you feel really good about what you bring to the table. And I feel like you understand that you bring a lot to the table. And I feel like you're very charming also. I just feel like you have a lot to offer, and I feel like you're very settled in that. Like, you understand that you are splendid. You understand that you are creative. You're like a rainbow. You understand that there are so many aspects to you, and you love that about yourself. And I feel like you might be a bit of a shapeshifter. Like, you come in many forms, and I feel like you're learning to really appreciate that. Yeah, you've got all this because you have the animal energy, and then you have all these different women. And I feel like you really do understand your own complexity and your own the creativity in your personal expression and your sense of self. I feel like you're also just becoming more confident in the way that you look, or the way that you appear, and you're really beginning to appreciate like your appearance. This feels pretty physical. Like, I feel like you're starting to see your own beauty. This feels like a lot of self-love and self-appreciation. I feel like you just think that you're cute, and you just know that. This is super sweet energy. I really like it. I feel like you might have overcome a lot of insecurities. Yeah, I think you might have overcome this idea, not seeing yourself. I feel like for a very long time you couldn't see yourself, and you couldn't see what other people saw. And I feel like you lived in your head, and you created these visions of yourself that were untrue. And you kind of kept yourself, and you kept your beauty, and you kept your uniqueness in the dark. And I feel like you have been able to overcome that recently. It's like you've shed skin, and actually this form of shedding skin, this form of shedding skin is actually that you've shed the rope around your eyes. It's like, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Like, you've allowed something to be awoken within you. And it's this snake energy, it's this intuitive energy, it's this divine feminine energy. And it has awoken you to your own beauty. I feel like you can see yourself now. You can see how gorgeous you are. You can see how unique you are. And it took a long time. I feel like you have worked your way up to this. You have worked your way up to seeing your beauty, to seeing who you are. You've invested in yourself, and you're now beginning and continuing to invest in yourself. Like, when you're investing in your self-care, You're investing in your appearance. You're investing in just honoring yourself. This feels very physical. Yeah. I feel like this is your truth. Like, I feel like there's a lot of creative self-expression here. I feel like you're really expressing yourself. And it's just colorful. And it's magnetic, yeah. There's just this acceptance of yourself. Like, I think that there's a time where you were forced to kind of be plain. Maybe you were forced to hide away. There could be this energy of like, maybe you grew up in a really strict household, a really strict religious household, or like a strict traditional home. If you're a woman, you could have really suffered under like patriarchal ideas where you were kind of forced to be really modest or really kept away, really hidden, kind of made to feel invisible. And I feel like you have come out into the light. I feel like you have chosen a new path for yourself. I feel like you might have even moved away from this belief system or from this tradition that you were raised within and decided something new for yourself. There's this energy of like, if you've been forced to cover up this part of yourself, now you show this part of yourself. And you don't just show it, I feel like you honor it. Like, if you had been always made to feel ashamed of your hair, then there's this energy of not only you wearing your hair out, but also you wearing beautiful head wraps or beautiful clips in your hair, flowers in your hair. It's just this energy of like extra adornment. There's so many cards here. And it's because you went into the darkness and you really looked at what you were being told was shameful, or what you were being told was something that you needed to hide from or hide away. And you realized that it was actually just people's insecurities. It was actually just these systems, and it really does feel like this religious system that tried to persecute you and your fabulousness, tried to persecute you and your feminine energy, and try and make you feel smaller, or try and make you feel like you needed to hide yourself. And there's this energy of like, you no longer listening to this ugly ass man that knows nothing and has nothing to say and is dried out and ugly. And instead, you're beginning to reclaim your sense of self. You're really beginning to reclaim your body. I feel like there's a lot of body healing and image healing that's being celebrated right now, because you're seeing yourself and you're seeing your beauty. You really see your beauty. It's kind of like, you know, if you guys have been seeing like Beyonce's new tour, the Renaissance tour, everybody's been talking about how this is one of her most lighthearted tours and now she's just having a lot of fun. It's kind of this energy where it's like you're just finally comfortable in your own skin. You finally feel safe in your own skin. And you actually want to celebrate yourself. You might have grown up always feeling insecure, or just always kind of having to fit into this specific vision of you and who other people wanted you to be or determined you should be. And there's this energy of just no longer living that way and deciding for yourself that you're actually going to do something different, that you're actually going to take off the shroud, take off the mask, take off the veil, and allow yourself to be seen. And there's such a power in that, because the vision of you is so powerful. You have such a strong presence physically. There's something really magnetic about you. Just like when you walk into a room, when you enter a space, there's something very powerful, very magical about you. There's like an attraction. There's a pull. And it's something that I think people tried to take away from you because they saw that within you. And it's like you've been on this process of reclaiming that as your own and not being told who you can be. It's like somebody saw that you were the Empress at a very young age and tried to make you feel small and tried to turn you into something dull and dead. But you can't kill the Empress. The Empress is the mother. The Empress is creation energy. And I think you're discovering that now. I want to get this fucking ugly ass. There's just this King of Wands energy that I don't like. So it could be a fire sign. I don't know. I never say things like that, but for some reason I just don't like this energy. Like, I want to remove it. Like, I'm just like, get out. you know? I'm just like, get out. It's like somebody tried, change, replace that shit. There was a fucking snake. There's a snake, I'm sorry. There's a snake, and they tried to make you feel lesser than. And it was like, you can't fucking kill my energy. And you took that energy and you took that energy. Because there's something, I mean, there's a reason they were in your life. There is something that you two have a connection through, and it could be karma. But whatever snake energy they had, you took that snake energy within yourself and you used it to remove the veil. You used it to transform yourself, to shed skin. What is the death card in this? Oh, I remember what the death card is this. Yeah, but you've just completely transformed, and not physically. Like, you've always been who you are, but you've transformed in your vision. You can see clearly now. There's the death card. I was wondering where it was. The Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the death card. Yeah. It's like from the very beginning, you've always had this gift. From the very beginning, you've always shined. But then throughout your life, you were made to feel dull, and people tried to take the life out of you. They tried to take your beauty from you. It's not possible. Then you went through this transformation where you peeled back all of the layers, all of the bullshit, all the crap that people put onto you. This could be like an energy of like, maybe you were made to feel like you always needed to wear makeup. But then you took off this makeup after all of these years, and you realize that you're fucking gorgeous. You don't need anything. Like, there's just this energy of like people trying to put onto you their own insecurities, and the world just trying to break you down. But then it's like this energy of like, okay, well, you guys want me to break down, well, I'm gonna break down all these systems that you put onto me. You completely break down, and at your core, you are beautiful. At your core, you are light. At your core, you are so colorful. You're naturally magnetic, and it took you being in this dark place in order for you to be able to really see. And once that light turned on, once that light switched on, you began to really come into yourself again and really reclaim your energy, something that you've always had, something you've had since you were a child. It's something that people have always been able to see in you. It's like gingers. You know how people are so insecure and push all their hate onto gingers, and they're like, oh, people with red hair, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, you're only saying that because they're fabulous. You're only saying that because you're insecure because you wish that you were a redhead. And that's the energy. It's like you had something special. And there is this energy around hair. Like, I feel like you have a lot of power in your hair, and I feel like it's also connected to your crown chakra. But you've got a lot of power in your hair, and it's a lot of feminine energy. Yes, look at that. Yes, you've got a lot of, there's something powerful about your hair. There's something powerful about your face. Your face, you're a beautiful person, and there's something powerful about your hair, about your head. And it's something that people always tried to fuck with, tried to cover up, tried to make you feel insecure about. There's something about it. But you could shave all your hair off and you would still be fucking gorgeous, because there's just this energy around your head. You've got like this halo, like an angelic energy, but I don't think it's actually really angels, but it's just like this halo. Like, you've got this light around you. It could be like Leo energy. You're just stunning. You're captivating. You're stunning. You are stunning. And I think people tried to make you feel dull and tried to break you down. But even when they did, it's like, it didn't work, sweetie. You can't. You can't. I'm sorry. And you all look different, because this is a big pile. Like, you all look different, but each and every single one of your ways, you're gorgeous. That's what Spirit's saying. Spirit's like, you're so fucking pretty. You're beautiful. And there's a power to that. It's not egotistical. People might have tried to make you feel, they might have tried to weaponize spirituality against you and be like, oh, it's egotistical. It's egotistical. It's you know, it's vain. It's all these things. No, it's not. Your beauty is a gift. Your beauty is your power. Your beauty is a part of your magic. There's something that's important. You've got a really strong divine feminine energy. The tiger's important here. You might be connected to big cats or to tigers, but also tigers are known as one of the most beautiful animals. And think about cats. Cats are given this sultry energy, and yet they're also given like this wicked energy. And it's like, you guys are just villainizing things because you're scared. People are scared of your beauty because they know. What was it? The woman who created a freaking war? The world went to war over her? Was it Helen? Something like that. There was that woman. She was so beautiful. The world went to war over her. You've got that kind of energy. You can change lives. You can shift worlds. People want to make you feel insecure about that, but they can't. Yeah, and there's a lot of energy of just kind of being left out in the cold, being made to feel as if you weren't enough, but you're more than enough. Or as if you're boring, as if there's something wrong with you, as if your beauty is boring. Or they're trying to make you feel like, oh, your beauty's boring. Your beauty is the most boring thing about you. Yeah, right. Give me a fucking break. There is something so powerful to the way that you look. I'm sorry. There just is. Like, whoever said that is jealous, because there is something so magnetic about your beauty. There is something so powerful about it. I'm sorry, it's queen energy. It's queen energy. And the right person will understand that. Don't settle. Please don't settle in relationships. Please don't settle in relationships. Because the right person is going to see and understand you for more than your beauty, obviously, but is also going to really understand that there's a power that you have within you. You have a magnetic queen energy. You have something that outlasts. You have something that truly shines. You shine. You shine. That's what's being celebrated. Yeah. Walk away from trying to blend in. Spirit is celebrating you walking away from this energy of trying to become other things, trying to be everything but yourself. Spirit is celebrating that you are coming into your own. You're no longer being the shapeshifter. Now you are only being yourself. You're no longer trying to blend in. You're no longer trying to fit in. You've changed. There's a wheel of there's a change in your destiny. There's a change in your karma. This could be karma. This could be something that you had to overcome, but you've overcome it. You've completed a cycle. And now you will be able to really fully live in your own skin, feel comfortable in your skin, feel comfortable in your beauty. You are magnetic. You are gorgeous. You are stunning. You are captivating. That girl is beautiful. That boy is beautiful. That person is beautiful. Okay, final messages, Spirit. Oh. Where are you being called to journey to? Ooh. Where are you being called to journey to? Oh. Maybe you're meant to go on a trip. Ooh, your guidance is divinely guided. You might be being called to go on a trip. For some reason, like Greece is like coming to mind. You might just be being called to go on a trip, on a journey. Like I feel like there's something they want you to do. Like I feel like you're supposed to be in the water. I feel like you're supposed to go have a good time. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Yeah, I feel like you're meant to go on a trip somewhere. Like something, yeah, something for you. I don't necessarily feel like you're meant to move. I do feel like you're meant to go on a trip. Yeah, what is your soul calling you to do? No. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. What are you meant to say no to? Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? I'm going to keep that one out. Can we clarify this no? That came out for another group too. Oh. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. I feel like you're meant to, okay, you might actually be meant to move somewhere. I feel like there's someone or there's something that might try and keep you in this place, and I feel like you're supposed to say no to them. Or there's somebody that is trying to make you say no to this opportunity. Yeah, okay. I think there's somebody that's trying to make you say no to this opportunity, but you need to actually just say yes. You need to say yes. Because I feel like they're a part of this unbound, they're a part of this past life energy. They're trying to keep you in this one place. They're trying to say, oh, wait, postpone this. Wait, maybe you need to think this over. No, you don't. You know what you're being called to do. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? You're being supported. Cross the threshold. Make that move. Go where you're being called to go. Just say yes. I feel like you're supposed to be going on a trip, going on a journey. Maybe you're supposed to move somewhere. You should just do it. Don't listen to this no. I feel like the no is actually somebody trying to keep you stuck. Okay. Thank you, pile 3. Just say yes. Bye. Okay. When Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. When Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. Okay, pile 4, our final pile, right from the gate. So, Spirit, Spiraz, why are we celebrating pile 4? What has pile 4 achieved? What are we celebrating with pile 4? Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Ace of Pentacles. Oh my God. Okay. I feel like if the next one, I don't know. If everything keeps coming out reversed, then I might just turn these all upright. Okay, I'm turning these upright. I think it's just the way I'm shuffling. Okay. Princess of Torches, Ace of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Six of Pentacles, Five of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. Why are we celebrating pile 4? Why is heaven celebrating pile 4? Oh my God. Yeah, it is a lot of just reverse. I guess I could just turn these all upright. It's just that it's not all reverse. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a significance to this. Because I want to say that it's just because of the way I'm shuffling, but it's a lot of reversed. Maybe I should just read them all reverse. I'm not worried. Okay, I think oh, well, that one just, but I turned everything upright and, okay, you know what? I'm turning everything reverse because it is meant to be reversed, sorry. I'm not worried about a thing because I know you are guiding me. Where you lead me, Lord, I will go. I have no thought that he's in control. I undo, and it all belongs to you. Okay, this is interesting. I feel like for one, I think that you're changing your mindset. I feel like you are changing your mindset. I feel like you've had this perspective, literally, of everything being. I feel like you've always kind of seen things for the glass half empty. I think you've always kind of seen things from a lower perspective, from a place of suffering. And I feel like you are changing that. Like, I feel like you're having a change in your luck and a change in your fortune. And I don't think this is not like something of like, you're low vibrational. This is not what that is. This is just an energy of like, you've always kind of been on the other side of life. You've always kind of been on the other side of the tracks. You might come from, the wrong side of the tracks. You might have been someone who's always kind of been in a position of suffering in one way or another, or struggle in one way or another. And it's almost like the sun can never truly shine on you. Like, there's always a cloud in the sky. There's always something happening. It's always a fight. It's always a struggle. You're always having to give something away. Whenever you receive something, it's taken from you. I feel like there's been this energy of kind of always just kind of walking in blind faith, but always kind of feeling like you're being stepped on, or like you're being cut, or like there's something missing. You're always missing something. There's always something that you forgot about, or that's being hidden from you, or that you did wrong. And it's like this immense pressure to be perfect or to find fulfillment and never really being able to reach it. But I feel like there's a change in your luck. Like, I feel like there's Like, I feel like the problem is that you've been pulling from like a dead tree. This could be ancestral. Like, this could be like just really difficult ancestral inheritances in terms of what you took on in this lifetime. And so always kind of picking up the slack, always picking up the pieces, always doing a lot of like generational healing, a lot of karmic healing. And I feel like you're down to the wire. Like, I feel like you're down to your last few things. Like, I feel like there's only so much more to go before you're over it. Like, I feel like you're over it. And I feel like this like fed up energy, this frustrated energy is what's being celebrated, because there needs to be this release. It's almost like this energy of like, you've been so strong. Like, I wouldn't be surprised with the Strength card if it came out, because there's this energy of you've been so strong, you've been so patient, but it's at the point where it's ridiculous. Like, you shouldn't have to keep dealing with this. You shouldn't have to keep dealing with disappointment. You shouldn't have to keep dealing with never really having enough, always is insufficiency. There needs to be clarity. Like, there needs to be something that cuts through the clouds. Yeah, because I feel like you've experienced a lot of heartbreak. There we go, there's a Strength card. I feel like because of the way that life has gone, because look, now all of these are upright. I feel like the way that life has gone has just been very unfair. It's just been a heavy, heavy burden. And I feel like Spirit is like, you've done more than enough to like, you've been more than responsible in terms of owning and being accountable for what it is that you need to heal, and whatever ancestral things that it is that you need to do. And now there's this energy of like, okay, it's time to fight back. It's time to stand up for yourself. It's time for you to get angry, get frustrated with the way that your life is going, and make a change. Decide to ask for something else for your life. Ask for help. I feel like there's this energy of like asking for help, of reaching for, of collaborating, of reaching out to your community, of not just doing it all on your own. I feel like you're realizing that you don't deserve to suffer, and you don't deserve to suffer and struggle and just do everything on your own. And there might have before been this energy of like not feeling safe enough to ask for help, not being able to lean on family, not being able to lean on relationships with other people, never really feeling like you had anyone to lean on, or like you had any connections that you could really, just lean on. But I feel like there's change coming in now. And I feel like it's been brought about by you, because you realize that you've emptied your cup. Like, I feel like you're very giving and you're very self-sacrificing, but you're realizing that didn't really get you anywhere. And while you've done more than enough to heal ancestral things, you've done more than enough to be accountable, now it's time for you to receive. And I feel like you're deciding to go after that, rather than waiting for that to be granted to you, or waiting for somebody to decide that you're worthy. You're realizing that you are literally surrounded by wealth, and it comes from within. Because I feel like you are very emotionally rich and very emotionally intelligent and profound and intuitive. And I feel like you have this rich, nurturing ability. And I feel like you have this life force energy within you that is able to create. And it's just a matter of you figuring out what it is what do you want? What do you want? What do you want for yourself? What do you want to create? What do you want for your life? Because I feel like you can have it. You need to ask, though. I think that you need to ask your spirit guides for help. I think you need to ask Spirit for help. I think you need to open up to receiving. Because there's this energy of like, the ocean is right there, but you're sitting on the shore. And it's time for you to wake up and realize that your life is not just this like nightmare. It's not just this dream. It's a reality that you can actually, where you can make things happen. And I feel like it's time for you to make things happen. And I feel like you're realizing that, and you're going to do that. There's a lot of energy here. I think though there's a need to clear out the space. Like, there's a lot of energy. You need to let some things go. I think you need to let more than a couple of things go. There's this new day energy. I think you need to let go of a lot. Like, you might need to clear out your space, declutter, let go of some clothes, let go of some items, let go of some trauma. There might be some healing that needs to be done, some emotional healing. I feel like you need to get grounded a little bit and figure out what it is that you actually care about, what it is that you actually want, what means something to you, what brings you peace, what do you want to be surrounded by, what kind of abundance do you want to be surrounded by? Because I think that there's this overflow, like there's so much. I think you attract a lot. I think you're very attractive. So you can attract a lot of abundance, but it's like abundance of what kind? You know? It's kind of like you need to take control of your creative power, of your manifestation power. Because with the Queen of Cups and now the Queen of Wands reversed, I feel like you have an ability to pull things into your world. But I think that you might have been pulling in things that weren't actually honoring you. Because you just attract energy. I think you just got that energy within you where you can attract a lot. But I think it's time to go into the darkness and see where it is that your desires come from, and whether it's really your desires or your fears or just traumas that are pulling these things in, and really taking control of that. I think it's time to clear out the cloudiness. I feel like there's a lot of fogginess surrounding your own fulfillment, what emotionally fulfills you, and also just a cloudiness around your emotional state. Yeah, I feel like there's parts of you that fear yourself, and there's a fear that you will hurt yourself, or there's a fear that you can't trust yourself, there's a fear that you can't be vulnerable enough to allow your dreams, your passions to lead you. But I think that you need to let that go. I think that there's going to be a change in a mindset. I think that that's also what's being celebrated, is that there's a change in a perspective for you. You're putting to rest this old idea of yourself, this old idea of who you are. Something that might come from childhood where you feel like you are too naive, or you feel like you are not, just not mature enough to handle making decisions for yourself. And I don't know if that's something that was put onto you, where you were made to feel like you're not mature enough, or like you're not educated enough, like you're not smart enough, like you're not trustworthy enough to guide your own life. But there's this energy of you taking back your power. Yeah. It's like you finally wake up. I feel like there's this energy of waking up and really beginning to see your life for what it is, and see you for who you are, and understand your power. Where you lead me, Lord, I will go. I have no one, 'cause he's in control, and I'm and it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you. I know. When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. Okay. What is the oracle? What are the oracle messages for you? Your guidance is divinely guided, Akasha. Inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Just say yes. Say yes to what you desire. What your desires are valid. You deserve. Your desires are valid. You deserve to be fulfilled. You should be devoted to your own heart. Awakening. I think you're going through an awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Integrating with your dreams, with what you truly want for yourself. Yes, Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Lead in your own life. Lead and recognize your power. Recognize your strength. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. What truly brings you fulfillment? What truly makes you feel rich and wealthy? Play. Have fun. Celebrate. Don't be so serious. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns. Healing. Rewriting the future. There we go. There's that healing that we were talking about, that ancestral energy that we were talking about. But there's this energy of like not allowing that to dominate. You've done more than enough of that. Now it's time for you to live in your own life. Live your life. You're not just living to heal. You're living to live, living to have fun, living to enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. What brings you joy? What makes you have fun? What makes you come alive? It's time for you to spend more time doing that. giving to that part of yourself. You deserve that. It's not asking for too much. It's not asking for too much for you to be fulfilled. Okay. I think that's it. And ask for help. Ask for help. Your spirit team wants to help you. Ask for help. Council of Light, ask for help. Yeah. Ask for help through this transformation. Ask for protection. And listen to what you are being called to do. Listen to what where you are being called to go, what journey you are being called to go on. Whether it's an inner journey or a physical journey or both. And ask for help. Ask your spirit team for help. They want to help you. You do not need to do this alone. Okay? Thank you, Pile 4.